was, yeah!
I'm ready.
Welcome to Fika's Focus. Voices leading change.
That's squishy, these shoes.
Oh,
yeah.
actually, I didn't put my uniform on. Wait, one sec.
No, that's okay.
No, just wait a minute.
We will.
Just one sec.
Up the fucking wires, yeah!
I'm ready.
Right.
Now we're ready, yeah!
Can you get me there?
Now we're on, yeah!
Up the wires.
Up the fucking wires, yeah!
He's like, no, you're right. You don't need to put your uniform on. We ready?
Okay,
We're on brand.
we're ready. Yeah?
Yeah, that's all going to be in the podcast.
All right, we're here, we're on brand. We've got the uniform on, we're here with Kate. First off, get the ring out. Congratulations.
Zoom in.
We're really proud of you, TK. Yeah, awesome. And I think, as you step into this role, we know this was your destiny. I think we've known that for a long time. Since we first met you at Pearl Kitchen,
Oh my
you
God.
walked into a leadership meeting and we were all
I was
there.
literally thinking of that last night. I was like, that first day when I rolled up at Pearl Kitchen and I texted Brit and I was like, don't mean to be awkward, but what are you wearing? Because I didn't know what she looked like. And I was like, okay, now I sound like a creep. And then I walked in and there's about 10 of you there and I was like, oh no.
Yeah. But we're here and we're really proud of you. We're really proud of your growth. We know you're great with people. It's a natural synergy. So yeah, awesome.
Yeah, cool.
How are you feeling?
Bit of everything, yeah. Excited, nervous. It's something I've been like kind of working on and towards for a while. So yeah, excited, proud, nervous.
Yes,
Bit of everything.
And it's been a cool transition in the fact that you've been working in with Brit for a long time.
Yeah.
You've had your own time to execute on things.
Yeah.
Brit has, I think really mentored you.
Oh, 100%.
Really
like,
well.
even from day one, like it was her, kind of pumping me up to, yeah, you can do it. Showing me along the way. So it's not been like a huge download of stuff now. It's kind of just naturally happened along the way.
Yes.
I remember TK saying to me like probably a few years back, you could be a centre leader one day, and I was like, no, I couldn't, I just didn't think I could.
Yes.
Whereas now I'm like, oh, actually, yeah, I can.
Yes. Yeah.
And I think that's the growth in itself. Like I genuinely was like, oh no, I couldn't, can't do that.
Why do you think?
And I don't know what it was.
Yeah.
I honestly don't know. Like, yeah, my own confidence in myself, I guess. I just thought that I couldn't. But then I guess being around like the leadership team, like you're never really alone, and that's what I love. Like it's not like it's like, okay, here's a centre, go have fun.
Later.
Have fun. If you need anything, unlug yours. It's like I always know there's someone there I can ask a question to, or can you help me with this, or which makes it less daunting. Yeah.
And the cool thing about Pat Beach is you'll know all the whānau as well.
Yeah.
That's the really exciting thing. It's I know it feels like sometimes it's just like, oh, we just carry on, but now you actually get to bring your own spin on what that
and I
looks
think,
like.
it's daunting sometimes, and I'm like, I've not got the most DC experience out of everyone, but I've got such like passion for people, and that's for me the families, the staff, like everyone. That's like my thing.
Yes.
So
you're very good at that. You're very good at that. And in terms of that transition too, I think like even seeing Brit's email out yesterday on Story Park, it's been well received in terms of, sure, people will be gutted, but also just the transition's been very smooth.
Yeah, and it's nice, I think, for the team when Brit announced that she was leaving, everyone was like, oh, because you don't know what's coming next. But I think the familiarity of that it's someone I know, it's me, it's not a random coming in, it's kind of made it easier, the process. like you said, I've always already got those relationships with the families, with the staff, with the children. So it's, just kind of flows on, hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah. And in that sense, going on that point, what we're talking about we know there's lots of support there. What does support look like for you?
I think just not feeling alone, not feeling, like I say, just, okay, go do your thing, and bouncing ideas off each other, working in together, playing off each other's strengths, like, those ideas, even at the leadership meetings, like, you kind of pick up ideas off people and it makes you think, there's little things like that, you're not just left to your own, okay, if you're struggling, bye.
And we are proud of that, because I know it's taken it. We've got to the stage where now, you Brit T, you're the next tier where you have got a huge amount of support under you. Versus when we first started,
figure it out.
It was a little bit like that, and it's I've got to deal with Ray, but it is cool because now we get to add in skill sets like yourself. Because I know you're well travelled.
Yeah.
But where does this come from? This people passion?
When I was still at school, I've worked in hospitality for a long time. I did work with children when I was back at school. I did childhood studies, stuff like that, placements in primary schools. They're called nurseries in England, like ECE. And then I got to 18 and I was like, what am I going to do? And I went to uni actually and did children's nursing for a year. And then I was like, I just really wanted to travel, and I was like kind of still a bit young to be studying nursing, I think. If I was to do it later on in life, it might have been different. And my sister lives in Australia, and she was like, why don't you just come try it here? So I did, and I just left, and that was maybe 14 years ago.
But hospitality.
And then I've been in hospital pretty much since my whole travelling, and then to get a visa here, I was in hospital for managing a restaurant, and you have to be about people.
Hospitality, it's like Courtney and I worked in hospitality.
Yeah.
We know, and it's fast.
Yeah, very.
The demands of hospitality.
Yeah.
You've got your teams in the back, especially because you just said you're managing. I had my duty manager's license, and you got teams your own team in the back. You're dealing with people out the front, and it's dynamic, and there's personalities, and it is full on. Yeah,
all the different kinds of, like you say, personalities trying to work with, and you learn so much along the way. But that was kind of went travelling. I went to Oz for a few years, and then I realised I don't want to go home. So I moved to Queenstown, and then drove from Queenstown up to the Mount, and then stayed here since.
Boom.
10 years this year.
Far out.
That I've been in New Zealand, and I just came for a year. Now I'm engaged with 2 kids.
Far out. That hospitality lens, though. So you managed restaurants. Yeah.
Busy ones too, but it was fun. It can be stressful, and it is just dealing with people, from all different kinds of people. I've worked in bougie restaurants, I've worked in bars, I've worked in just those being problem solving, just doesn't always go right.
and also the ability to ask for, because I remember when I first started in hospo and someone asked me for a G&T. I didn't even know what that was.
Like, what?
I was like, yeah, 7 G&T please. Yeah, okay, cool. I'm like, what's a G&T? Having that I was lucky I had pretty cool duty managers at that time too, but being able to go up and hey man, I don't know what they're laughing.
I worked in Melbourne, right? Oh my gosh, I worked in this bar in Melbourne, and it was like cocktails, and they were like, can you go down to the supermarket and get these things for a lychee cocktail? We just need lychees, give me this list. So I went to the supermarket, and I was like, I didn't know what a lychee was. So I asked, have you got any lychees? And they took me to the light cheese. So I was like, I knew that's not what I needed, but I didn't have the heart to be like, oh no, I don't mean that. And I went back and I'm like, wait, what's this? I was like, oh, don't even ask. Light cheese, sounds the same.
But that's the thing, I think it's, even that, we're talking to, I hope those people still remember that because it's brilliant. But it is those moments as a leader too there, because we could have accepted that or been pissed off about it. But it is creating an environment where you can kind of laugh at off some of those things.
Like, people aren't always going to get it right.
Yeah, because you use humour quite well too.
Yeah.
You know, we all like having fun. You know, you like to have a laugh, you like to joke about things.
Yeah.
And that's a cool element that Brit's always had for her leadership, but you do that well too.
Yeah, I think we're very similar in some ways, not in others, but some ways we're really similar. Humour's definitely one of them, people is another one. And it's just been like, so I feel privileged to have learned from Brit. Like, she is such an epic leader, and even seeing her growth over the time that I've been at Pat Beach. And yeah, I just want to really carry on what she's created there, because it's epic.
Yes, yeah. So what's the official start dates? I know it went out yesterday. Was it
2 weeks, whatever the Monday, 21st, in 2 weeks,
And what do you think from the bat? What do you think? When's your first staff meeting after that? From that?
Well, we've got one next week, our last kind of joint one, and then it'll be next month. But yeah, I think we've got some change happening, some new kaiko stepping in. Yeah, so it'll be nice to bring everyone together and really get that team flowing, because there is going to be quite, a few new faces, but I'm so stoked with the kaiko that we've got filling our roles. And
you've got the team there, like even when I was in that little one-to-one the other day with you guys and Chris, just hearing, even her, she's a good example, but just hearing that, Amy and
they're just epic. It makes it easier when you've got such a epic team. Like, they're so passionate and just so accepting. And even when Brit announced the changes, I was a bit like, oh, are they all going to leave? Are they going to hate me? Guys, don't leave.
It's just Brit, it's got nothing to do with me.
But yeah, honestly, they make it easier just having such an epic team. And like the culture that Brit's built there over the time, since I've been there, like, it's different now to when I started. Like, that you say it, like the respect trumps harmony.
Yes.
That is so ingrained at Pat Beach now that it makes it easy.
Yes.
Like, it's never I don't want to say this or I don't want to say that. Like, it gets said.
Yes.
And then it's done. And then you can move, it's all, whereas it's not always been that way, and you just see the difference in that and the stress it takes off the leader.
Yes.
Because you're not always dealing with the
Well, look, I know we're mega excited to see this evolve. I know that Courtney and I are very grateful for you, and we're grateful to have you in this position now as well. It's something that makes us proud when we see people coming through like that. Outside of Ash, actually, she's really the only leader that's come in from somewhere. But it's just cool to see the next tier like yourself come through and understand what Future Focus is, but also because of you guys where it will go.
And I think it gives other kayak that we can do it, anyone can do it. You just got to put your...
Someone's probably 2 years away from thinking like what you were thinking.
Like, I couldn't do that. But why? Like, give it a go.
And there are people like that in there.
I feel like it was after I had Felix, I came back and I was like, no, actually, I'm going to just, I'm going to do it.
different fire. And there are people like that in your space.
And you see people with like so much potential, but they don't maybe not see it themselves yet. And that was me, and Brit seen that, and she really...
And how do you think you unlock that for them, for those people?
I think it's the confidence and just showing them, telling them, and giving them the opportunities to lead and to learn and grow, not just gatekeeping everything.
Yes.
Which is something that Brit never did. She always, I'm doing this, I'll show you how to do it. Come, how do this, do that. So it's just been an easy transition now because she's showed me all along. It's not like, oh my gosh, I'm leaving and I've never showed anyone what to do. The place is going to fall apart.
Good luck. It's going to burn down.
Whereas she's kind of played to everybody's strengths. Everyone knows what do you like doing? Oh, epic, you can do more of that. What do you, it's not just
Yes.
her doing everything.
And that is a huge growth for her.
Oh, yeah.
Because I know Britt, she might be listening to us, but you know, she was similar. Her and I are very similar. In fact, we're extremely similar.
Almost.
That's why we used to fight. But she has evolved massively from having to be out the front to now, hey man, what can you bring? What can you do? Get this going.
Yeah.
Oh, you love this? Yeah, we'll support that. Yep, cool. What do you like doing? And it's been a real privilege to watch that, and you're actually the fruit of it.
Yeah, and that's what's so epic. Like, I look at the team now and think they've all got so much strengths that you can play to, you can work on, and that's what makes a team. Yeah. Everyone's strengths, differences.
Yeah, people can come in and feel like they're contributing.
Like people can teach me things, you know, and curriculum, or there's heaps. There's always room to learn. So
absolutely. Yeah. Well, we're pumped for you. The 21st of July, which will be here like that.
Couple of weeks.
If you keep wearing that as your uniform, you're certainly probably going to get promoted even more. There's no doubt about that. And I think that's probably one of the best setups we've had.
I've got to give credit to TK for that. He's like, you've got to do something different. I'm like, what? And he's like, a Wise jersey, up the Wise. He had all these extravagant ideas. I was like, okay, maybe not that far.
I know, Miles.
I'm surprised he's not walking in with his vacuum.
Exactly. I'm surprised he's not there. Oh, sorry, did you see me? Yeah. But look, we're stoked. We love having you guys there. Obviously, Tika are great mates, and you know, having your little Aina there as well.
Yeah.
And seeing you on this journey. But we're really proud.
Yeah.
And we really look forward to it.
Yeah.
And and like you said, there's someone probably sitting in the wings 2 years from now thinking, now
it's
maybe
beyond me, or
and I look forward to.
But you can.
Yeah.
Anyone can.
Yeah. And I look forward to seeing. Quite frankly, I look forward to seeing you develop someone into this space, and we'll come back to this corridor.
Yeah.
We'll be like,
with the next person.
Yeah. And hopefully they're wearing a Warriors jersey too.
Yeah.
On that, thank you, Kate. We look forward to seeing it.
Up the Wise.
Up the Wise. Yee! That was the best song.